Hello guys, so this is the recording for today's lesson and homework in case you're lost. So your homework for today is going to be these 1, 3, 5. You're going to change those decimals from fraction to fraction and percentage. 7 and 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17. Basically the odd numbers. So I'm going to tell you what I expect. So I'm going to do an example. So right now I'm going to do number 3 for you. So you just have to take care of 2 more. You'll be doing your homework on a loose leaf paper. So number 3, you have the decimal 0.9, and you want to change that 0.9 to percentage. We'll start with percentage. You have 2 choices. You can multiply by 100, like I mentioned before. Percent means out of 100, or you can move the decimal twice to the right. I'm going to choose to move the decimal twice to the right. So I'm going to put 0.9, and I want to go from decimal to percent. So I'm going to grab my decimal and I'm going to move twice to the right. 10th, 100th. So now that decimal is there, I have a space here that I'm going to fill it up with a 0. So I know now that it will be equal to 90%. So I just did number 3, 0.9, and I put in percentage. The percentage will be 90%. Real simple. What I just did with this one, you will do with these two the same thing. But the other thing that it's asking is for you to change to fraction. I'm not going to have you simplify, just change it to fraction. To change it to fraction, I will write my decimal again, and this time I will place it on a place value chart to help me out. So my place value chart, you did this in elementary. There's my decimal right there. On the right of the decimal, you'll find your parts of a whole, which will be your tenths, your hundredths, and your thousands. And it continues, of course. We stop in the thousands. On the left of the decimal, you have your units, your wholes, your whole numbers. Okay? So now we're going from decimal to fraction. So this place value chart, the PVC, will help you change that. So I'm going to go 0.9. So here's how this works. The 9 stopped in the tenths. So I know it's going to be 9 out of 10. I'm not having you simplify because this is already simplified, just so you know. But I'm not having you simplify. Once you have the fraction right off the place value chart, you stop there. So there's my 2 answers. Decimal to percent was 90%. Decimal to fraction was 9/10. And all I did is, since the 9 stopped in the 10th, it's 9 out of 10. Para los español, de decimal a porcentaje es bien simple. Nomás vas a irte 2 veces para la derecha, 1, 2. Como aquí va a haber un espacio vacío, vamos a poner un 0. Después de que yo mueva 2 veces para la derecha, es 90%. Es el porcentaje. So este decimal es equivalente al 90%. Cuando lo cambio el decimal para fracción, vamos a usar esta tabla de valores. Y aquí nomás es bien simple otra vez. Vamos a poner tu decimal dentro de la tabla de valores. Y vas a poner 0.9 y vas a ver que el 9 cae aquí en el valor de los décimos. Okay, del décimo, so es 9 décimos. So, entonces vamos a poner el 10 abajo porque está cortado en 10 pedazos. Y el 9 arriba porque estamos hablando del 9. Esto es el ejemplo del número 3, que es este de aquí. Lo que yo acabo de hacer se va a hacer igual con estos dos. So basically what I just did, you're going to totally repeat that with these two. Now in the back of your homework, I explained this again. Atrás de tu tarea aquí tengo todo como lo que hice y que es la respuesta, lo que hice y que es la respuesta. So on the homework, you also have in the back of your homework the same example that I just went over in the recording, you have it in the back of the homework. So number 3, is the example. Number 1 is for homework. Number 1 will be for homework. And number 5 will be for homework. Okay? Once you're done with this one, you'll bubble it all in. So I'm done with number 3. And the next one is um, decimals to mixed number and percentage. Now, why is it a mixed number? Because you notice that these two have whole numbers. We have 3 wholes, 10 wholes, 2 wholes. These on the top were no holes, 0, 0, 0, 0. So let's see what happens when there's holes. Same thing. So I'll do number 9 for you. Put it right here, number 9. And the decimal that they gave you in the handbook is 2.11. So let me start with percent again. Percent is always moved twice to the right, the decimal. So I'm going to get my decimal, and I'm going to go 1, 2. So this would be 211%. So all I did again, I went 1, 2 to the right. The answer will be 211%. Done. That's from decimal to percent. Now, why did it go over 100%? Because anytime you have holes, you should get 100 or more percent. So if I had one hole, it would be 100 something percent. Este es igual que el de arriba, nomás que ahora estamos teniendo enteros. So vamos a hacer dobles para la derecha, se fue 211 porcentaje. Okay. Same thing here. I'm gonna go back and use my regular chart. So I'm gonna draw my chart here. Put my parts 10, 100, and thousands. And over here we have our units, our holes. Okay. So we have 2 units, 2 holes. So I'm going to put 2 holes here. And then we had 11 right there. Now since the 11 stopped in the 100, se terminó aquí en el centésimos. Vamos a poner rápido abajo 100. El número es 11, so arriba va 11. Now, since these two are units, they're whole numbers, esos van enfrente. And there's your fraction. So there's your percent, 211%, and here's your mixed number, basically. 2 and 1100. Y es todo lo que haces. Lo mismo que aquí, pero ahora sí había enteros. Now there was some holes. So then we just bubble in. And we're done with number 9. And we share that. The way I did number 9, you're going to do this one, the 3.6, there's 3 holes. How I did number 9, you're going to do number 7. The next part is going to be changing the fraction or mixed number to decimal or percent and percent. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. I'm doing this one, but the way I do this one, that's the way we're going to do these. What's the difference is that this one it's a mixed number and these are fractions. This one already has 7 holes. This one is proper, so it won't have no holes. This is improper, it will have holes. But let me show you what I mean. So I'm doing number 15 for you. Everything else is for homework that's circled. So for homework we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I already did 3, so you can know what to do with these 2. Ya hice la 3 para que sepas que son con estos. I did 9, so you can do 7. Ya hice la 9 para que tú hagas la 7. Y si en caso tú estás confundido con el video, atrás tengo los mismos ejemplos con cómo hice los trabajos. Aquí está todo atrás también. Number 15. 720 over 80. Okay. We want to change this from mixed number to decimal. So when we do that, we're going to divide numerator divided by denominator. Okay. So this 7 is already a whole, so I know it's going to be, the answer has to be 7 point something. Since this is 7 units, 7 wholes, I know it's 7 point something. Como ya sé que son 7 unidades, 7 enteros, pues ya sé que es 7 punto algo. Now you see that fraction? That's the one I want to divide. Bottom out. So numerator is 20 divided by denominator 80. Bottom out. El de abajo siempre se queda afuera. I put my decimals here. And I'm going to start. 2, is that enough for 80? No. 20, would that be enough for 80? No. So I'm going to make more pieces. So I add a 0, making more pieces. Now we have 200. 200 will be enough for 80. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start checking how many times. So you go to the side, te vas por un ladito y empiezas a... This is called guessing check. Te vas por un ladito y vas a tratar de adivinar 80 por qué me da 200. So let's pretend that you think, oh, let's try 3 in the We'll try 3. 3 times 0 will be 0. 3 times 8 will be 200. 24, which is 240. This goes over, so it cannot be 3. So it has to be something lower. 80 times 2. Perfect. 2 would be the best one. So right here, I'm going to put my 2. 80 times 2 is 160. And then I'm going to subtract. 0 minus 0, 0. This guy becomes 10. This one becomes 1. 10 minus 6 would be 4. So now we have 40. When you have a remainder, you go make more pieces. You're going to add another 0. And now we have 400. Well, 3 was 240, and we're trying to get to 400, so it has to be more than 3. So let's try maybe 5. Let's go ahead with 5. 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 8, 40. Oh, wow. Exactly 400. So right now I'm going to put here 5, 400. This is going from mixed number or from fraction to decimal. You do the same thing. You divide. Numerator divided by denominator. Bottom out. The bottom stays out. So we have 0.25. 7.25. You see these zeros? These zeros are replaced by 7 units because we already had 7 wholes. Estos ceros se reemplazan con el 7 porque ya teníamos 7 enteros. So esta es la respuesta de mixed number para decimal. From mixed number to decimal. Now I also want 80%. So now you have a decimal now. So we're going to put the decimal. And we're going to put it in percent. To go to percent, 1, 2 to the right. So it'll be 725%. That'll be the answer. So the decimal is 7.25. The percent will be 725%. You would bubble. And there's number 15. Now the way I did number 15, that's how we're going to do number 11 and 13. You divide bottom out. You divide bottom out. Now since this is a proper fraction, you will have no holes, 0. This is improper, you will have holes. Como yo acabo de hacer la 15, vas a hacer la 11 y 13, vas a tener que dividir primero para agarrar el decimal. Luego del decimal te vas a ir para el porcentaje moviendo el decimal 2 veces para la derecha. If you're confused, again, I also have the work here explaining how to do everything. Okay? The next one. The next one is number 17. This guy, number 17. So number 17, it says a Japanese beetle has a length between 0.3 and 0.5 inches. Find two lengths that are within the given span, express them as fractions and percentages. So if you notice, we have 0.3 and 0.5. My first thing that I did is I added a 0, because when we make things into money, like 30 cents, 50 cents, it might be easier for you to understand who's really between these two. So what will be between 0.30 and 0.50? There's a bunch of them. 0.31, 0.32, 0.33, 0.49, 0.40, 0.35. There's a bunch of them. I chose 0.35. That's between. Ok, déjame hacerlo en español rapidito. Aquí quieren saber quién está entre medio de 0.3 y 0.5. Pero lo que yo hice primero lo convertí como dinero, le agregué un cero al final. Entonces tengo 30 centavos, 50 centavos. Eso se me va a hacer más fácil saber quién está entre medio de 30 y 50 centavos. So, yo escogí 35 centavos. Hay múltiples respuestas, nomás quiero saber dos medidas posibles que están entre medio de aquí. So, ya te encontré una, 0.35. Después que la encuentres, te vas a ir para tu papel, vas a poner el número, y you put the number, and we have 0.35. I'm going to change it first to percent. How? 1, 2, that would be 35%. Ya terminé con la primera respuesta. Now I'm going to change it to fractions. 0.35 by using a place value chart. Anytime you're going to change to fraction, place value chart. So we have units, which are your wholes. We have 10, cut into 10 parts. 100, cut into 100 parts. Thousands, cut into 1,000 parts. 0.35, 0.35. Now to create a fraction out of this, once you place in the place value chart, you will say, check where did I stop? I stopped in the 100. So that goes on the bottom. What number is it? 35 parts. 35 is on the top. That would be the answer. Now later on, I will make you simplify this one. For right now, I just want you to change it from decimal to fraction using the place value chart, and we stop there. Later on, I will make this into simplest form. Simplest form. Right now, that's the answer. So that's what you do. For number 17, you need to find another one that's between. Vas a buscar otro que está entre medio del 30 y 50 y vas a hacer lo que acabo de hacer aquí. So tu trabajo, your words, you have another 17, another 117, and you come up with a new number, un número nuevo que está entre medio de 30 y 50 centésimos. 0.30 and 50 hundredths in between. If you're confused, like I said, everything is in the back of your homework also. Plus, you can now obviously watch this video too. Hopefully, this helps you, and make sure that you watch the video if you're all confused.